wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation.
And we are live. Welcome everyone to the first off-season for the Sacramento State Dynasty. And we are going to have quite a time figuring out who the fuck's on this team and who isn't today. Also, let me do for all of these. We begin with the theme. And we'll run with that for a little bit. Alright. I've also got the Cleveland Browns and Chicago Bears game up to the side, so we can laugh at Deshaun Watson while this all happens. How are we doing, everybody? Dusk, how are things? Ugh. Gotta refresh everything, make sure we're good to go before we really get into things. There we go. Now I'm good. Now I'm all set. So, we know how the year ended. Not fun. Giving up almost 34 unanswered. Yeah, no. It was a time. Just finished the last trainer aptitude test with the A rank on Musume. Good for you. I will say I did look at the job offers, and fun fact, the people love the Iron Man. They want him to be a head coach. Like, look at that. You've got 4 coaching spots that are like, yes, come here, please. One of which in the American Conference, which kind of threw me off. But the people love Adam Jones. The Iron Man is wanted around. He's not going nowhere, but he's wanted around. Now, I'm not going to start with early signing day. Mainly because I want to talk about something that I didn't talk about in the video. Because I wanted to wait to explain my process here. I did not make any moves. I did not fire my offensive coordinator, and I didn't fire my defensive coordinator. I contemplated it, but I elected not to. And there were 2 reasons why. One, they're cheap right now. That's the main reason for the defensive coordinator in particular. The second reason has to mainly go with the offensive coordinator. This man is stacked in the recruiting section. Stacked right now for us. We need this right now. Specifically the fact that he has Portal King quarterback. Not saying we're going to grab a portal quarterback. However, not saying we're not. So, offensively, this dude is going to help us immensely recruiting. And we need that a shit ton. Got 12 days of work on the Art Grand Concert celebration missions. 12 days. You got plenty of time. Got just under 2 weeks. You got time. That's the main reason I didn't fire him. Now, defensive coordinator has motivator, which, you know, meh, but I just didn't want to, I really did not want to fire anybody because they're cheap right now, and we don't have the NIL to work with. Now, I do want to touch on one thing that I did not touch on at the beginning of the series. I do have Rainmaker. I am not going to be using Rainmaker until we have earned Rainmaker. AKA, we have to be well-renowned at that point. In my opinion, Rainmaker doesn't make sense unless you're Nick Saban. Unless you're to that Saban, Kirby, now Signetti, like, territory, you don't get to utilize Rainmaker. That's a personal preference. It's a house rule. That's the way we're going to utilize it. We have to become the coach. Like, there's a number of coaches I could think about that this fits with. Even as an NC State guy, I think Dave Doran makes sense for this because he's been there a long time. You have to have earned, you know, an increased assistance in something. But yeah, that's the only reason I haven't used it, and I wanted to point that out just because everybody else uses theirs when they do theirs for the fun of it, and I get it, but I feel like we have to earn it. So with that, who's ready? I have looked at these. I had recorded them and I elected not to show them. Don't be overtly eager. That's all I'm going to say. This is the recruiting as it is. We have Pettigrew, Daniels, Bullet, the fullback Dane Flanagan, who we're going to get, and I'm going to be happy about it. Wade Lynn, who, I mean, we're going to get all of these guys more than likely because no one's after them. And at this point, we just need bodies on the roster, which is fine. So let's talk about the committed players. First, Trayvon Neighbors. Normal development. And I mean, like a lot of these guys are going to be, these are developmental players. Normally. For us, they may have to play because who knows what bodies we're going to have. But most of the time, these would be developmental guys most places. Keep that in mind when you see these skill sets. Lynn Owen. Normal development. No real surprise there. This is the first time I'm showing some of their attributes. So. Now, my favorite recruit we've gotten so far has been Deshaun James. And luckily, he's an impact development guy. I'm happy about it. He also, and maybe it's just because I know we're not going to be great next year, attribute-wise probably, but 68 man and 70 zone to me feels pretty damn good on day one for him. Terrence Sims, normal development, kind of expected. He's got good hit power, which is kind of his only thing right now. Tim Troop, I don't even know everything about him, but we got him and normal development, so. He's actually got, I think, the highest awareness of most of our recruits at 60. Speaking of bad awareness, Antoine Moma, one of the better pass rushers we're getting this year with that 77 block shed, 46 awareness. And then Dean Carney, normal development. Once again, most of these guys are building block guys elsewhere, but for us, they may have to play. But that so far is your, that so far is your recruiting class. And I will say this. We need 35 commitments. I don't plan on not getting 35 commitments. We currently have 9 spots open on the board, and I plan on filling those 9 spots here in the offseason. As we normally do, let's show that bracket. Who are you taking in the college football playoffs? I think I'm going to roll with Miami. I think Darian Mensah is going to take him. That's who I'm picking out of this group. I'm covering up Memphis a tad bit, but Oklahoma. You're taking the 1 seed? That seems like a cheap way to go at it. But okay. We'll get back to that as the weeks progress. As for the... I will say, I never did check who won the championship. Ohio topped Buffalo. You know what? That makes me feel pretty good. We gave a fight to the MAC champions. That gives me a little bit of hope. Makes me feel pretty good. That makes me feel pretty good. Texas Tech going 13-0. There'd have to be 13 teams that want to play them for that to happen now in reality. As for your award winners, John Mateer, of course, came out with the Heisman. He takes home the Maxwell as well, along with Walter Camp. The Bear Bryant goes to Ryan Day. Mateer takes home the Davy O'Brien. The Chuck Bednarik goes to Jaden Virgin Morgan. That's a name. That is a last name if I've ever heard one. And I've heard last names before. That is a hell of a last name. He also takes... Wait. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Bednarik goes to Jaden Virgin. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was the Bolitnikov for some reason. I don't know why. The monster hasn't kicked in yet. He takes home the Bronco Nagurski as well. The Jim Thorpe goes to Eli Bowen. The Doak Walker goes to Ahmad Hardy. The Bolitnikov, there we go, goes to Brandon Enos. Of course, an Ohio State wide receiver. Why wouldn't it? The Lombardi goes to Virgin Morgan. The Unitas Golden Arm goes to Mateer. Defensive end of the year to Virgin Morgan. The Outland goes to Sheridan Wilson. That's a name. Brody Foley takes home the John Mackey. The Broyles, aka Assistant Coach of the Year, goes to Nick Benedetto. The OC at Fresno. The Buckus goes to Isaac Hubert. That is an offensive lineman name right there. The Remington goes to Wilson. The Lou Garoza goes to Lucas Canero. And the Ray guy goes to Tom Weston. We know how the Jet Award went. We know how the Jet Award went. We got it. Sean Alexander for Freshman of the Year goes to Arrington Maiden, the redshirt freshman at JMU. Okay. We grab him. The Paul Horning Award goes to the most versatile player of the year. That goes to John Mateer. And the William Campbell goes to the best academic player of the year, and that goes to Mayava, that's it. I had to remember how to pronounce Jaden Mayava's name. Mayava takes that one. Okay. There we go. There are your award winners. I think that's all we really had to touch on. When it comes to the players leaving, we'll touch on that when the time comes, because you're going to see like 40 players on the list. Trust me. Only 20 to 25, I believe, can leave. So, there's a limit. But we're going to lose half this roster. I'm just going to say that right now. We're about to lose half this roster. And if you were wondering what the blueprint looks like, because I didn't go over it early on, right now we're heavy into the facilities. Don't expect that to stay the same, probably. I plan on going heavy on NIL here just to set us up this year. I think we can worry about the facilities when we're actually, an impressive football team at that point, more than likely. When we have more NIL to work with. Right now, we got to worry about the product on the field. Let's move on. Oh, I should say, we did 2 of our 3 AD expectations. We didn't win 75% of our conference games, but that was asking far too much, I think, in our first year. We did win more conference games than we won last year, which was, 0 last year, so that was good. And we made a bowl game in our first 5 seasons, so we gained at least 125 extra NIL, which... legitimately, that's a shit ton for us. Ooh, Miami and Penn State. So if I'm right, Penn State beat Penn State beat Memphis. K-State upsets Utah to go take on the Sooners. USC upsets SMU to take on Texas Tech. And Michigan does what Michigan does best. Lose to Ohio State. So, there we go. I've got 2 upsets for this next round. I think Ohio State upsets Oregon, and I think USC upsets Texas Tech. I don't think there's anything else we gotta talk about. I think we talked about everything. I don't know when our 80 expectations are gonna change. I assume at the beginning of next year, so find out what that looks like. There's your little look into how bad it's gonna get. Here's just a sneak peek of how bad it's gonna get. These are all the players I want to leave. I want to point out that Anton there, the tight end, that's our 3rd tight end. So many guys want to leave. So many guys. Yeah, well, I was wrong on my prediction. There were no upsets. We have the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds that move on. Oklahoma takes down K-State, no problem. Miami dominates Penn State. Texas Tech handles USC. And in a tight one, Oregon tops Ohio State. So will it be Miami, Oklahoma, or will it be Oregon or Texas Tech? What's going on with the carousel? I just want to see. Nope, no unexpected jobs. I want to know what's going on with the MAC, because we're not leaving the MAC, I think. Last year showed we're not ready to leave the MAC, so I just want to see what's going on with the MAC. Ball State's gonna have a new coach. Central Michigan has a new coach. They have hired Enrique DiMercato. Kent State's gonna have a new coach. Ball State hired David Yost. Kent State hired Vince Munch. I want to know, did they hire what other jobs? So Central Michigan cleaned house, brought in Tyler Foxworth and Tommy Parms along with them. Same thing it looks like with Ball State. Walt Silvestro and Tyler McCleon. Yeah, McLeon has been brought in there. Kevin Rivera comes in as the new OC for Bowling Green. Akron gets a new OC. Kent State cleaned house with Larry Duck as offensive coordinator. That's a great name. Throw everything out the window. That's the best name we've ever seen. I don't care. I don't care what your name is. Your name is not Kevin Awesome. His name is literally Awesome. That's so cool. But Kevin Awesome is the defensive coordinator for Akron now. Kona Manuai is the, defensive coordinator? Yeah, defensive coordinator for Kent now. They got new head coaches as well. So a lot of cleaning house in the MAC. We stay pat while other teams clean house. But, I mean, we might be in trouble now that Akron has Kevin Awesome. If his name was Mike Awesome, we'd be massively in trouble. This man would handle us himself. We'd be put through so many tables. That is great. I love that his last name is Awesome. I need to know if he's real. I'm assuming he's not. Are there real people named Kevin Awesome? There might be real people named Kevin Awesome. Crazy. Crazy. I can just tell you he's not a real guy in game. Let me double check just to make sure this was all at the same time frame. Yep. I'm happy I looked at that though. So a lot of change in the MAC. There'll be even more when we lose 90% of our roster. Okay. And it is Miami versus Texas Tech in the championship game. Texas Tech just squeaks one out over Oregon, while Miami just gets one over on Oklahoma. Who takes it home, the Red Raiders or the Hurricane? I took Miami to take it all, but will they? Will the most hated school in college football take home the national championship to start our dynasty? That's a good chunk of experience for doing nothing. Oh. So, our budget at least got better. I'd say our budget got better. 690, that's a much better budget than where we were at. I've been awarded plus 190. Nice. And Texas Tech takes home the national championship. The most hated team in college football is the first national champion of this series. Not great. Alright, let's set next season's roster in IL. Here we go. You've got to be kidding me. I did not think I was going to have to pay you anything. Fuck. Let me go by position. Quarterback. Okay, Carson Conklin wants to be paid. If I'm being entirely honest, you've got to be kidding. You're all walking. Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, I'm not giving any of you that NIL you want. We don't have that kind of budget. We have $400 to spend. V-Dub on the stream, man. Oh, you came just in time to watch me worry about everything. Okay, thank God. Sincere Rainey's gonna do it for free. I appreciate you, man. Oh, Lord. Once again, remember what I said, that We are doomed. Oh, God. I'm so scared of the players that I actually want to pay to, because I've got a bad feeling their expected is going to be much higher than I thought it was going to be. Given I did not think that Isaiah Shrugs was going to be asking for 85. I thought at most he'd be asking for like 15. So, yeah. Okay, thank God we're keeping Moses, and I don't have to give him anything. That's awesome. 70, Burrell? Really? I'm more than willing to go with 10 here. For these young guys, I will go with 10. Barely gets the conversation started with you. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, yeah, we might not have enough players to field a roster next year. I'll tell you this one, I'm not going to pay these guys. I'm just not. I do not give a shit. There are some of these guys I'm just not going to pay. Like, you're a 64 overall asking for 40 NIL. I'm sorry. Get to the back of the fucking line. I don't care. Where are you going to play? Morehead State? Because they're going to pay you the exact same that I can pay you. Which is 0. Oh, thank God Josh Hector wants to stay. Oh, thank Jesus we have a starting center. Oh, Jeremiah Cooper's going to play. That's nice. Dude, I have to pay you just like 65 to have a chance? Bro, it ain't worth it. I mean, there's a couple that I'm scared about how much I'm going to have to pay. I already came to terms with we weren't bringing back Carson Conklin, so that one I'm not even worried about. These three, I think I'm going to keep the 15 on these two, and we'll see if they elect to stay or not. Conklin and Sharman, I'm letting go. I'm not even worried about that. I want to keep Bryant Collins and Borders, but I don't want to pay you guys. Like, I'm sorry, 20 NIL for a 60 overall? No. You're a freshman. You don't get to talk shit. You didn't play. You got redshirted. At least I feel good that we're going to have probably 3 receivers, which is nice to start. I'm happy with that. I really want to keep Kyle Kuntz, but I don't want to pay you 60. I'd have to pay you 85 to just get a conversation started. Great. Love that for me. Okay, Anton, like, really? This is the where are you guys going to play? I've got so many questions about where you think you're going to play next year. We're one of the bottom of the barrel teams. Where do you think you're going to go? I do have to at least offer to Stallworth. It's him or Blank. I think I'd much rather pay Blank. I just hate that he costs so much. I've got to go 130 to be competitive. What the fuck, man? Whoa. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to let everybody go. I'm about to let everybody go and play the portal. I'm legitimately about to just play the portal. Because I'm not paying that much for these guys. We don't have the NIL for that. Like, the fact that the freshmen want to say, yeah, no, I'm worth like 25,000. Have you seen me? No, I'm not paying 60 for a dude who got like 4 snaps last year. Like, at least, okay, thank God. With Weber, 5's fine. Thank God. Okay, that worked about as well as I could have hoped. I think 45's too much for you. Like, none of you guys are good enough for you. Well, it's only 15 more than your asking price, so maybe it's not that bad, but like, most of these guys aren't up to their asking price. Like, I'd have to go over for a freshman that I don't know anything about because he redshirted. Fuck it, we'll go 30 on you. I don't know how... And I can't look at... Texas Tech won the national championship. Dear Lord, this is going to be an issue. You only want... Yeah, 70. I have no problem on that. I thought he was going to be asking for 100. I was expecting over 100 for him. That is dirt cheap for what I anticipated for Derek Houston. He is one of the only guys I knew I was paying up. Let me go take care of some of the other ones that I legitimately am focused on. Thank you, Caleb Reese. I appreciate you. Nichols, you played well, don't get me wrong. I do believe you have an asking price to make, but like 50 seems a little high. I was expecting like around this range. Where is he? I have one guy I need to talk to. That's about what I expected. And I've got to... Oh my god. Damn it. Okay, I have to. You're literally one of our best defensive players. I'll go 120. Congratulations. We're not in the portal this year. Because I'm paying 2 players. Yeah, I think that's it for the NIL for us. This is not a joke. I think that's all I'm going to do for the NIL. Because if I do anything more, we will not have money to work with. I mean, some of them you don't. Some of them are nice. Some of them just hate you. Punter-wise, I'm not paying for a punter. You know what? I'm just going to take all the NIL out of all of you guys, and we're just going to play the portal on dirt cheap mode. Are there any guys here I actually want to pay? Because Brian Collins, if he, yeah, you want more than 50, I'm not willing to give it to you. Oof. Oof. Oh, that hurts to have to pay you that much just to maybe bring you back. Keep in mind, for most of these guys that I'm paying, it's not a guarantee they're coming back. I'm doing it to have a chance. Because, like, I'm not going to give them enough to make sure they come back. Yeah, Yeah, I think I've done all I can do here. I think I'm letting essentially everyone outside of like 5 players walk. Because half of these guys are asking for 20 times more than what they're worth. Like, I want Garrison Blank around, but we have 225 to spend. If we want a good player in the portal, that's all of that money. So you gotta choose. Do you want to spend all of it on Garrison Blank, or do you want to spend all of it on, I don't know, a top tier quarterback? How much would it be to actually get him? Out of curiosity. Yeah. I will say, he's one of the few guys I expected 100 and some to be what he wanted. So this is not that surprising to me. I just cannot offer that to you. I have to hope that some of you do not hit the portal and we get lucky. Because let's see, how many guys here are going to leave is the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 45 players want to leave. We cannot lose 45 players. The maximum we can lose is 25. So not all of them can leave anyways. So we just have to hope that we get lucky with who doesn't leave. Yeah, so we're playing the fuck it we ball game and hope to God we get lucky. Yeah, if you were wondering who coming into this I made a necessity to pay, Ryan Carthion was one of them, because freshman at safety, one of our highest overalls on the entire team, I had to keep him around. Obviously, you knew who one of my top targets was. I had talked about him all year in Derek Houston. I had to keep him around. He had double-digit sacks. I had to keep him around. I wanted to pay Garrison Blank really badly. I didn't think I'd have to pay Weber anything. 5 at least is fine by me. I really don't want to even pay Devin Blake 30, because to me that's too high for a guy that I know nothing about. So what I might do is, yeah, no, I'm not even going to pay you. I'm going to find out and see if you leave or not. What do you cost? And I want to keep in mind that the most expensive player we had last year was Curtis at 20. With one player, we are paying 5 times as much as we paid for one player last year. So, yeah. We're just going to go with that. We're going to take 255 NIL into the portal. My God, after watching Hurricanes offseason, like, I knew we were going to have it rough because, like, you know, West Virginia has a handful of thousands in the NIL budget. I was like, how bad could it really be for me? I was expecting guys at like 10, 15. I didn't realize we'd have so many people at 70 to 80. Because I'm like, at that point, you're just asking me to let you walk. Alright. That's it for the next season's roster, NIL. Okay, you want me to talk about the facility? Yeah, no. Like, look at how much this shit costs. $75 for reduced injury chance. You think I can afford that? I can't afford jack shit if we're gonna field a fucking team. Keep in mind, recruiting NIL is 25. How much I spent on recruiting. I really hope we can get a big chunk at some point. Ooh, big play by the Giants. I look over, see the Giants make a big run play. Hopefully we can do something good next year and just, you know, do well. Yep. I really thought we were going to talk more about, like, you know, the roster and stuff because I thought we'd be able to afford more. Who's ready to go to the fucking portal? There are two guys I don't want to leave. There are two guys. I do believe at least one of them is leaving. But there are two guys I would really like to keep. Yeah, I just have it in my playlist looping. I can change up the music if you guys want me to change up the music. Just let me know. I mean, right now, I think we need a different track with the way the money is going. But I don't have the track in here. And I don't know why the track didn't... You know what? Okay, we'll hit the devil's piano. You want the devil's piano? We'll hit the devil's piano. Okay, so we are losing our punter, Wyatt Drag. I do not entirely care about that. We had two punters on roster, so we're fine. We're losing Bryant Collins. We are losing Karan Borders. We officially do not have a second running back. Jamel Howard is gone. Carson Conklin is gone. I do not care about that one. Ontario Smith is gone. That one sucks. Timeout. Fuck, I see him. Damn it. Damn it. We only have 2 persuasion chances. I just want to point that out. Jeremiah Stallworth is gone. Malachi Nichols is gone. There is our number 1 corner gone. Landry Burrell is gone. I'm doing this immediately, please. He has decided to stay. Fuck yes. Okay, we bring Derek Houston back. That's all that really matters. Landry Burrell is gone. So there goes wide receiver 1/2. We do not have an edge rusher. Garrison Blank is gone. So our starting left and or right tackle is gone. Austin Chambers is gone. Our starting nickel corner is gone. Our starting outside corner is gone. Our starting tight end is gone. Miles Tucker is gone. I'm sorry, Diesel Gordon? That's a great name. He's gone. Hayden Frazier is gone, and Ivan Moore is gone. Now, if you want a positive, I want to point out one thing. Quarterback, we only had 1 leave. We have 3 on roster. That is a positive. Running back, I did lose my 2 favorites. Out of the running backs that could have left, I lost the 2 I didn't want to leave. Specifically Borders. Collins, as much as I like him, Borders was the one I wanted more. I'm a little disappointed. Borders was one of the 2 guys I really badly wanted to stay. It was him and Nichols. Those were the 2 guys I really badly wanted. Landry would have been my 3rd. Wide receiver, we lose Ontario Smith, who would have had a big role this year, but that's fine. And we lose Landry Burrell, who I am disappointed in losing. He didn't fumble much for me. Kyle Kuntz. Didn't want to lose him. Positive. We didn't lose any other tight ends. Well, yeah, we only had a chance on Houston because Carthion just straight up said, I'm staying. He didn't even think about it, which that's good. I really was worried we were going to have to fight for him. That was the only one that I really didn't want to have to fight for. But we did not lose any of the backup left tackles, which is a positive. We only lost Frazier at guard. We didn't lose any of the other centers. Didn't lose any of the right guards. We did lose our two best offensive linemen, though, in the way of Blank and Stallworth. That was your left and right tackle for next year gone. So just want to point that out. Ivan Moore was next in line to be a pass rusher. Sucks to lose him, but what you gonna do? We lose Jamel Howard. I don't think it's the biggest loss. Does suck, but we lost him. And we lose Austin Chambers. Didn't lose the freshman, which is cool. I'm going to miss my boy Miles Bailey. He became my favorite player by the end of the year. We lose Fada, which, I mean, not the biggest loss, really. Derek Houston stays, which is more important. We did not lose any of the young linebackers, which we did not have many of, which is, in my opinion, the biggest win, because we did not have depth at linebacker. Malachi Nichols, that's a big loss. That was our number one corner next year, probably. Clem was our starting slot next year, so that sucks. And Taylor would have probably been on the other side. We lost literally our starting corners for the most part. I can tell you now, we need corners. Safety. We did not lose anyone that mattered at safety, which I'm very happy about. We also didn't lose our kicker, which is a good thing. We don't have a punter. Wyatt Dragg was the only punter we had because the other punter was a senior. We need a punter. Okay. So, going into the portal, we'll take a look at some teams as well, because I want to see what other teams lost. Going into the portal, I want you guys to help me out with this, because you are my war room. We're in our business suits. Mine just happens to look like Under Armour gear. Our primary focus is cornerback, a starting pass rusher, running back and or wide receiver, and offensive line. Those are our four, big spots. Already gotta take care of bot. That was quick. Yours happens to look like San Francisco Giants shirt. It's just a, it's just a convenient thing. So what schools do you guys want to look at? I'm going to look at some other MAC programs just to see how we fared compared to other schools. Shirt, black vest, and denim jeans. That's some nice shit right there. Let's see, North Dakota State. How did they fare? They didn't lose anyone to the portal? Oh no, they lost a shit ton. Oh, okay. They're losing Griffin MP. DJ Scott's leaving, that's big. Keenan Wilson, Evan Woolen. Oh yeah. Okay. They're losing a good chunk. They lost a quarterback in Preston Brown. That's a good name for a quarterback. Ooh. Ooh, if this man has any interest in us. He played at Boise. But yeah, I will say that could have been a lot worse than it was for us. We actually, we kept some guys I thought we were going to lose. Dylan Riley's leaving? Siri Gaines is leaving for NIL, so he's out of our he's out of our price range then. Okay. A handful of these guys are leaving for NIL. Can we get Kyle Cox on the cheap? Ooh, freshman quarterback. Jackson Taylor, a lefty. Okay. I want to see... What about our rival in the ball sack rivalry? Ooh, they're losing Yates. Their top corner. Jabari Smith is leaving as well. That's a definite target. Devon Hamilton as well. They are losing both of their top receivers. TJ Horton's leaving. Okay. Kendrick Luster's leaving. Is there a chance? I will say, if we can find a young, like, guy we can build with at linebacker, that's another target I'd be interested in. But have to be, you know, a freshman, I think. Freshman, redshirt freshman, or like a sophomore. Because I want a guy to build with at linebacker. Oh, I want to see who's leaving Ohio. That's another school I want to check. Because Ohio won the MAC title. Who are they losing? Charlie Christopher. Sorry, Charlie Christopher. That came out of my mouth weird. So that's going to be a big get for somebody. DJ Walker, Eli Thompson. They're losing Duncan Brune. Ooh, they're losing their quarterback too, and Matt Vessa. Okay. Okay. We're not the only team that's going to look a lot different next year. We did keep Sharman, which is very interesting. I really thought he was going to leave. Speaking of quarterbacks, Wade Lynn has verbally committed. That verbal commit will become a hard commit anytime now, I'm sure. I'm going to change up the music. Let's go. Let's go Friday Night Lights. A verbal commit from Brooks Thorne, the right guard out of Mountain View. That's two big offensive verbal commits from two guys that would be very important for us right now. Okay. So, before we go into the recruiting, let's always look at the draft results. It's one of my favorite parts. We had no one go. I do have to see, did that one guy get drafted? It's a long way to Boise, man. It's a long way to Boise. He went in the 5th round, did Jaden Virgin Morgan. I'm shocked he went in the 5th. I thought at least 3rd. And if you want an idea of how much it's going to cost to get a guy like him, $230 NIL. Maddox Madsen goes in the 7th round for Boise. Did Buffalo have anybody drafted? No. I wish you could look by conference. That is one thing that I've always kind of been a little pissed off about that they don't have, is you can't look at anything by conference. Penn State? Because I feel like that would make this a lot easier to just see what you want to see, like rival teams. You could look by conference. Rocco Beck goes in the 5th round. I actually don't think that's a bad spot in reality for Rocco Beck. We'll see how he plays this year. Benjamin Brahmer goes in the 5th. 6th round for Jeremiah Cooper. And Caleb Bacon, great name, goes in the 7th round. That's a great linebacker name. Any other programs we want to see? Rice was offering Coach Jones a head coaching job, but nothing. No players went pro out of there. Why would he go? Where's Texas Tech? No, Texas State had a player get drafted. Excuse me, 5th round for Bo Sparks. Holy shit, AJ Holmes Jr., Ben Roberts, Bryce Pollock, all go in the 1st. You have a 2nd round tight end in Terrence Carter Jr. Wilson goes in the 2nd. Austin Romine goes in the 2nd as well. And the 3rd, Howard Sampson and Trey White. Then you have Coy Aiken in the 4th round. Then you have Cameron Dickey, that's a great name, in the 6th with Kenny Johnson and Adam Trick. Miami. All right. Mark Fletcher Jr. goes in the 1st round at running back. Then you have Ahmad Morton Sr., defensive tackle in round 2. Damon Wilson the 2nd in round 3 at edge rusher. And Cooper Barkate in the 4th round. I've noticed a lot of seniors are going. Not as many underclassmen here. Which I will say is real. You're seeing a lot of underclassmen stay in college because the NIL's too good. I didn't see State out. Victor Snow went in the 6th round. That's not what I would expect, but with his speed, I could see a team being too big of a fan. So, yeah, makes sense. I should have checked who left at NC State. Oh. Julian Sayin goes pro. Jeremiah Smith goes pro, as we all expect. Luke Montgomery. Kente Jackson Jr., John Walker, Jermaine Matthews Jr., Brandon Ennis, the Blitnikoff winner, goes in the 6th round. I looked at NC State. They only had one player, Victor Snow. Alright. Put your big boy pants on. It's time. It's time. It's Vader time. Excuse me? How the fuck are we not in your time? Bullshit. Sir, we're like the only team that cares about you. We gave you 10. We have 270 to work with, which ain't a lot. 25 right there. I mean, right now, if, like, there's no schools fighting for them, or, like, we're at the top with no fight, I'm not going to worry about adding anything. Also, let me move. Now, keep in mind, I gave 5 to some of these guys in NIL because I was desperate, and I didn't know how things worked yet. So keep that in mind why certain players have NIL offers while others don't. And still, I think Wade Lynn is maybe better than some of the quarterbacks we have currently. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's pretty solid. Now, let's hit that portal, and we have to know who has us at the top of their list. I don't want recommended. I want any state. Time the fuck out. Dejon Lee Jr. doesn't hate us. There's no way we would get him because we can't pay him, but he actually doesn't hate us. He hasn't locked us out for a reason. That's crazy. I just wanted to say that. Okay. So let's start running back. We need a running back, according to this. So, where's the interest? Odds at 100 is what you want? Goddamn no. Ooh, Davion Gauze. So you got Davion Gauze. Now, I have heard that the sleeper way to do this is to go like 2-star juniors. And that's the way to attack this. If you don't want to have to pay for NIL. What the fuck? There's a 4-star running back that doesn't hate us? Dude, I just want to point out that we have chances at things. Unlike other series where we didn't have any chance at sometimes. We have chances at things. Alright. I agree with Derek Palmer. 1, he's young. 2, no NIL. 3, play styles is deal breaker, and this team is built to run the football. So, I agree with that. We are going to be playing it cheap. I am going to go after at least 1 to 2 players for decent money, but it's going to be going to have to be at the right position, and they're going to have to be interested in us as well. I don't think running back is that position. Wide receiver. I'm disappointed. I was hoping for more, like 2 stars. Maybe a 3-star in there to have some interest. That's kind of disappointing. Deshaun Lyons. It's a 1-year deal, essentially. So I wouldn't be against paying him. Speedster. What about the kid from Elusive Route Runner? Pro Potential is his deal breaker. Pro Potential is his deal breaker. let's see. Tight end, we do need at least, I think, to look. I'm not saying we're going to go after one, but we do have to at least. That's a 2-star tight end that it has interest in us. Physical route runner. That's not a bad pick for what we like around here. The word physical fits what I want to see. I'm going to go Shelton Claxton. Put him on the board. All right, tackles. This is a position I'm willing to pay. Yeah, pro potential is going to be something that's just not going to fit. Lang time! I can offer you that. I can offer you a lot of that. Around here, you can have all of it. Yeah, a lot of these are pro potential, championship caliber. You know, this stuff that's going to be hard for us anyway. If you guys were high, like even just a 2-star, I would contemplate it. Jamarion Gooch. That's a good name. Yeah, I'm just gonna go after the two of them. We've got what? Edge rusher. Oh, there's interest. And they're cheap. That's really the first thing I'm seeing. Ooh. Okay, so this is a situation where we might actually hold a bit of an advantage over some of these guys. I mean, a lot of these guys are cheap. I'm gonna go with the guys that actually have us at the top of their board first. E-tackle. You on that spot. And then I do think I might put... Yeah. Lupepitelli? Or Lupepitel? Like, how do you pronounce that? Might be willing to pay a bit here. For a guy like Chris Marable. Or I just go purely based on, you know, who has me higher on their board. Okay. Priority position here. Priority position here. So, Chase Jackson, you're coming from the teal field. I need to bring you here. Wait, what? Oh, is that the shit that happens? Oh, I filled the recruiting board. We have too many prospects. Shit. Fuck. So I need to open 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots. Do I not have the room to actually fill out this roster? Is that what I'm learning? I don't think I have room on my recruiting board to fill this roster. This might become a situation of if you're not a 2-star or a guy that I am, you know, willing to go after, we take you off the board. Okay. Before we do anything, we have to look at the roster. We have to look at the roster. Now, keep in mind, this is going to have everybody still on it. Unless they went to the recruiting. Went to the transfer portal. So we have 4 quarterbacks. We're not going to worry about quarterback at all. We have 4 quarterbacks now. Curtis isn't here. So we have 4 running backs. Do I need the transfer? I may take the transfer running back off. Because I'd rather bring in a freshman instead. We kept Javion Ford. We kept Hardy. We kept him. You left, I think. Maybe you didn't. No, I guess you guys didn't. Because you're a junior and you're a freshman. Yeah. So 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 receivers. I'm willing to cut a guy for a wideout. So if we need to add a receiver, I'll do it. Tight end, we have 3 guys currently on the roster. I only need 1 tight end. Yeah, I only need 1 tight end. And really, I could probably cut Kellen Sutton. So, left tackle, we have 3. So, I may not have to worry about tackle as much as I thought. Got 2 guards, both are staying. We have 1 right tackle. do not have a left edge. We have one right edge, and that's Braxton. That's the fucking genetic freak himself. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 defensive tackles. Okay. We have one middle linebacker, so we need some middle linebackers. We have one will linebacker, and we need some will linebackers. Okay. And 2 corners. So I need at least 4 corners. Well, I'd say at least 3 corners. We have 3 free safeties. So one of you could play the other side if need be depth-wise. We do have 2 strong safeties. Okay. Oh, we have 2 punters. Well, 1 punter. We're good at punter and kicker, so. Okay, so we're not as bad depth-wise as I thought we were, actually. Linebackers have to stay. Edge rushers have to stay. I think we're going to focus transfer linemen, specifically on the exterior of the line, not so much the interior of the line. I'm going to focus on the 1 tight end, and I'm not going to worry about the transfer running back. So essentially, we are going hard in on transfer corners, young linebackers, transfer exterior linemen, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, because safety's not as big of a hole as I thought it was. So, yeah, we have to clean up our transfer portal or our recruiting board. Pettigrew stays. Bullet stays. I want to see how many rushers do I have? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 rushers currently that I'm bringing in. I'm not gonna worry about you. I will keep Knighton. I'll keep 1 young exterior lineman. I want to see if either of these 2 are really worth keeping. I'd argue Cahill over Bramble. Yeah. We have a lot of guards. I'm just now realizing how many guards I added to the fucking board. Actually, you're a fucking tackle. You're just small for a tackle. Because you're just a pass blocker. You're just a left tackle. Meanwhile, Knighton, I think, is more of a guard. So I'm going to take Knighton off the board, actually. I'll keep Mendoza on the board solely because I think he's more tackle. You're balanced. Bullets. Yeah, I'm going to take Bullet off the board. Yeah. And then how many linebackers do I have on the board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a lot of linebackers. I do need linebacker depth. We're in the recruiting stage, but like, we're going to be here for a while. One, I have to cut the board because we had too many people, so I couldn't add corners. And two, we gotta figure shit out. Yeah, I'm gonna cut at least one of these will linebackers. Yeah, that's 73 speed. I just can't do it. And we did already get one of them. So that's a get. We got a Sam. So it's 2 at 2 spots. So I can take off one more outside linebacker. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Garrison. There we go. I think that's all the cuts I can make. Oh, I'm gonna get rid of Derek Palmer because we don't need another running back when we're bringing in a freshman. Nor do I need Claxton because we're pretty good already there. Okay. Now the question is, should we scout these guys? Should we even spend time scouting these guys as I get back to the portal to look at corner? Alright. Johnny Jacobs. I'm sorry, I just want you because your name's great. Why were you at Ohio State? I've got questions. Alright. Now we look at safety. Even though I don't think I really need to bring anybody in at safety, but yeah, I'm not really worried about bringing anybody in at safety. Alright. I'm gonna look at Mike linebacker. Nobody. You know what? Oh, take a look at Phil Piscotty. Yeah, and that's it. Also, Bobby Washington. I like that name. Alright. We don't have a lot of guys that want to play for us that actually wanted money, so we're running the cheap game plan here. Now, I don't know about you guys. Should we take a look at the scouting or just offer scholarships and go with it? Because right now, all I'm going to do is offer these scholarships now. Since most of these guys expect 0 NIL. I may legitimately look at quarterback just to see who's interested in coming here. We're going all of them. Okay, PJ Eugene, I will offer money because he went to Ohio State. There's got to be a reason. He's also a junior, so he'll be a senior next year. That's a positive for me. We get that money back. So let's take a look. Just to know. Any State. Quarterback. He's not against us. Yeah, not much going on there. I will say one thing I'm both disappointed and also a little bit happy about. I have not seen a single deal breaker that is close to home. And I feel like that was a lot of the players in the transfer portal last year were guys that wanted to be closer to home. And as much as I do think that needs to still be somewhat viable in the transfer portal, I like that it's not as crazy as it was last year. Because I feel like I found so many guys, especially for DVT, that like I could bring them in because they wanted to be close to California. So I'm very happy that that's not as much a thing. Because like, I feel like for Jaden Mandel, easily could have been close to home. Are there any wide receivers that like I legitimately want to take the chance at? I don't think so. Not given the fact that we kind of have our roster full, and we'd have to probably cut guys or just redshirt guys for the wide receiver room. Fuck it. I am going to scout Claxton. Fuck it. I am going to keep Claxton around. And give me one outside linebacker, if you could. Ooh. I like the size on this guy better, 6'3", 250. Although you're a Sam, I'd rather a Will. Alright, recruiting board's filled. Okay. We have offered a scholarship to every single player we put on the board now. We have a full board of 35. I don't remember the last time I had a full board of 35 in these games. So I want to focus mainly on these transfer guys. Solely because I don't know how good they're going to be. I don't think I want to waste points scouting them, if I'm being honest. I think what I'm going to do is if they're not like heavily interested, I'm going to just give points now. And then if they're like, you know, Isaiah Kingsler here, I might scout them because we're already high on his board. 75 tackles already enough to win me over because we were terrible tacklers last year. Yeah, no, you've already won me over there. I'll give both of you 10. For what? Second on your board? I don't want to risk anything yet. Because I know how some of these can go. For the corners, I'm going heavy. Because we need cornerback help. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm running out. You know what? Since I don't know who's going to be interested. I'm not as crazy on these tight ends, so, you know, we'll see with the others. Or with the linebackers, I'm not as crazy, but I now have to do something just to make myself feel better, and that's bring these guys down. Because I don't know about you guys, but I always get annoyed when my recruited guys are in the middle of all the guys I'm currently scouting. It annoys the shit out of me, and I have to do this. I just have to. It's the one little bit of OCD I have, specifically with this game. I don't know if you guys are the same way when you scout, but it annoys the hell out of me when, they're just randomly in the middle of the list. And I'm like, no, they shouldn't be there. They should be in their own area. It helps keep it all organized. I also kind of wish they had a way you could, look at it as, a section where they have not committed on your board. No, can't do that. I thought for a second maybe. You can look at it by transfers though now. I did not know that. I like that. That should be next on their list. EA, a tiny little quality of life update. Just make it so I can just look at non-committed players and be good. Alright. That's our first week. We spent nothing. But I don't think it sorts it that way, because I think I've done it before. I'm scared to do it now just because. There a sort? Oh, there is a sort. Rank, status, recruiting stage. There we go. I don't like that they're at the top, but there we go. That's better. There we go. I don't like that they're at the top. That's my only negative. I don't like that they're at the top. I legitimately never knew there was a sort button. Alright. Now that my OCD has been happily fulfilled. To next week to see how badly we've already failed on some of these recruits. Come on, we need some recruits to go our way here. It's just Cahill and Trout they're telling us about here. What the fuck, Stefan? Why are we not getting any love, my guy? We're the only team that wants you. What's your problem, dude? Here we go. Okay, we are at the top for Claxton. We're the only team interested there. Same thing with Sano and Washington, Piscotti, PJ Eugene. We're not you, FIU. Not you. Not you, FIU. You know what? There's one way we can fight FIU. And that's being willing to give him 20. And I am willing to give him 20. Not the fictional land of Delaware. They actually have a really solid jump on us. I do wonder if they're offering actual NIL. Eastern Michigan. We're in the lead for Chase Jackson, for Javon Williams. A lot of these guys we lead for, which is nice. And with no fight. Which makes me a little bit happier. These other guys that we're recruiting, same situation as it has been, which is nice. So it doesn't look like there's going to be any issues there, hopefully. Meanwhile, I'm going to just add bits here to some of these guys then. Specifically, on McCary. Makes me feel better about my choice if other teams are after him. Okay, so I want to get back to scouting these guys at the top that we started scouting a bit. Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Let me know a bit. Tyson McCary we're having to fight for. So PJ Eugene. That speed is apparently great, which I love seeing that. So, love that for us. Let's go ahead and add 5 more to them while we're at it. Alright. I may actually spend stuff on the facility if we're able to win over some guys here. Because if we can win over some guys for 0, fuck yeah. Okay. 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 Ooh. Okay, well then. Once again, we have money to spend. And I'm fully willing, if need be, to spend some of it to get guys I want. I think that's Jacksonville State fighting for Bentley. Let's see. Whoo! That's a jump! I think that little bit of NIL did a big chunk of work there. Oh, I love that. Ooh, Troy's getting in that fight. Okay. I don't think a visit's really necessary. Let me see. What do we know about you anyways? Ooh. A, B minus F. I believe that works. That NIL really helped. I'm going to the calculator. That's 26 or 27? 27. Fuck yeah. Okay. A, B minus, F. Hard sell. That's what I thought. I don't know what that one is. Okay. Checked or clocked in. So we'll go there for that. Oh, he's got clocked in as well. So let's go ahead and hard sell here. And we may not even have to worry about that little bit extra if we can just hard sell here. I mean, Tavion West, I don't think we have to worry really. Clocked in again, and this one's even better because it's A plus. I think ACC plus should be. Yep. We are going hard on these corners. The second we get these corners, we're going to be sitting pretty. Second we get the commitment from these corners, we are sitting pretty. I do not understand what's up with Stephen Daniels. I'm just gonna send the house for him. This one's interesting because I don't think we need to add much to this. I am gonna add a little bit, but like, I do wonder if there's NIL being thrown in at him. I'm gonna add a little bit more there. And I'll start throwing 15 at you guys. Actually, I'm just gonna throw 5 at you. Because linebacker, I'm not as worried. Apparently, he wants a bigger school to offer him, but he's just not getting it. Like, come on, man. Like, Stephen Daniels, come on. I want Ezra Funa. I'll be happy with just one of these guys, but I'd love to get both of them. Alright. Well, we have 10 more, so. Fuck it. Might as well use what we got. Here we go. Can we get some commitments? Come on. PJ Eugene has hard commit to the Sacramento State Hornets. We have a corner to start outside this year. There we go. Wow, we're still not number 1 for him, and we're second for somebody else as well. Saw that. I don't know who it is. Might have to throw some money. This is why you keep a hold of your money, folks. There we go. We finally caught his attention. There we go. Okay, I'm not worried about West at all. I might actually pull some of that stuff because I don't think we need it now. Troy has pulled their offer from Chase Jackson. It is now a two-man fight with us in San Jose State. Yeah. I might be able to get enough. I don't know if I'll get enough guys in to make that happen. Samuel Crawford's ours for the taking. We have picked up an even bigger lead now for Bentley, so the tackles should be ours. I'm feeling pretty good about getting all of these transfers. So that makes me feel better. Woo, the fight with Miami of Ohio intensifies. Okay, let's add that 10 there. I am very interested to see how good PJ Eugene is. Just, some of you guys need to fucking commit already. I mean, I am tempted to just throw some, like, 10s on some of those guys, but... what we got here? A plus, C minus. That is a hard sell. I don't know which one it is, but it's a hard sell. Team player. I love the sound of that. Do love the sound of that. Yeah. I think since we have already won this one, for the most part, I will keep 5 on him, but... take the rest of those hours off. Same thing with West, because we've essentially won this one from the looks of things. I think I can take a bit off of you. And now, for some of these guys, I'm just going to add, like, 5, just to quicken the pace. Because we're in the lead for most of these guys, if not all of them. And it's just like, hey... well, for you, I want to add the 10. I don't want to offer the 5 on the scholarship. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I thought about it, but I don't want to do it. There we go. Alright. Let's see. We got Ezra Funa. That's a hard commit from the young man out of Anaheim. We got Javon Williams as well, so both defensive tackles commit. We were able to grab Tyson McCrary. That's a big get out of Marietta, Georgia. We got Shelton Claxton as well. We get the freshman running back, Kevin Pettigrew, the high school running back, I should say. We get the JUCO transfer, Stephen Daniels. Took him fucking forever. We got a fullback, and that's all that it really matters. Dane Flanagan. That's a fullback name. Taylor Cahill. Kevin Mendoza. Jamal Dinbow. There we go. Joey Davis. Dominique Meeks. A lot of these are the high school prospects. Alex Bona. Rob Klein. Dion Trout. Phil Piscotty commits, the transfer linebacker. Vernon River commits, the transfer edge rusher. We also get Elijah Kingsler. We add Bobby Washington to the linebacker room. Samuel Crawford to the offensive line room. We add Tavon West. We add Frank Cusano. We add Chase Jackson. Juan Bentley. We didn't get the other corner. Damn you, Delaware. I think Delaware beat us out for the one corner. I think. I'm not sure. Let's see. National Signing Day. So, what I always like to do here, we are going to go top to bottom here. Normal development for Kevin Pettigrew. Kind of expected out of that. Impact development, and he already has outside shield, which is big. Love that. Flanagan, impact development for the fullback. I'll take it. Normal development for Brooks Thorne. Cahill with normal. Mendoza with normal. Denbow with normal. Joey Davis with normal. Meeks with normal. Bonea with normal. Klein with normal. Trout with normal. Crawford comes in with normal development. Bentley has normal development. Kingsler, normal development. Normal development for Rivers. Buna has normal development. He's also a junior, going to be a senior, so it's not that big of a deal. Williams and Jackson with normal. Normal for McCrary. Normal for West. We lose Johnny Jacobs. If I had given him 5, I think we would have won him. But we lose him to Delaware. That one sucks, mainly because I think he was the tallest of the corners. He was tied with Chase Jackson. So we miss out on a corner. We get impact development on PJ Eugene, but he is a junior coming in, so. Normal Piscotty. Impact for Washington. Claxton comes in with normal. Normal for Cusano. Lynn, normal. And you know the rest of the bunch from earlier. So impact development is our highest. I'm not really mad about that, because I didn't expect off of a bunch of 1 and 2 stars to get anything better than impact. So can't say I'm mad. We found no gems. But we did bring in 34 recruits this year. Where does that put us? I'm expecting to be extremely low. But we will see. A lot of transfers, specifically on that defensive side in the secondary, but we rank at 111. Over top of Charlotte, San Jose State, Coastal Carolina, Marshall, Georgia Southern. And I mean, these are teams bringing in 3-star players and we rank over them. And I will take that as a win. We ranked over Ball State. And that's why the sack always comes first. Let's talk position changes. I don't think there's going to be any because we didn't bring in any athletes. At least I don't believe we did. Yep, no athletes. But right now, this is what your roster looks like. At quarterback, you have Jackson Sharman, Isaiah Shrugs, Zion McKinney, and Wade Lynn. And Wade Lynn is starting out as a 51 overall. And we're paying this man because I was worried. I mean, I think that awareness is doing a lot of damage. because I personally think he's not bad. He's our strongest arm currently. And outside of medium accuracy, he's one of our more accurate quarterbacks. Can't throw under pressure. So that and his awareness are killing him. Running backs. It'll be Rainey, Godley, Elias Brown, Isaiah Ein, and Kevin Pettigrew, who comes in apparently at a 56. I really thought he was going to be better, but that's fine. He was going to get redshirted no matter what. Fullback. He's starting from day one because he's a fullback, and you know what? Respect the fullback. It's Dane Flanagan. Wide receiver, we're a little weak here when it comes to like future depth, but we're young. So I'm not, immensely worried. Our oldest player is a redshirt junior, so not really worried too much here, wide receiver. We just have to hope for no injuries. We have only one senior here at wide out. You've got Moses, Ford, Hardy, Shabazz, Fernandez the third. I don't know how you pronounce that. Fresquez? Fresqua? I don't know. At tight end, you have Anton. Orvieto. Claxton, who comes in at the 3 spot before training. Stephen Daniels, who comes in at the 2. I think I'm going to redshirt him this year, so I think that's going to be the game plan. And Kellen Sutton. Now, there is always a chance Sutton doesn't make the roster as well. So, left tackle. We have a lot of left tackles now on the board, which is nice. The 2 transfers, both redshirt freshmen, come in at the bottom of the barrel before training. Not really overly surprised, but I'm fine with it. At guard, it's only DeAnthony Sheffield. We're going to move guys around, don't worry. We've got 2 centers. We've got a lot of freshman right guards. You guys are moving. Thorne is going to be moving to the left side. And Mendoza, I want to see, does he look better at tackle? He's about the same. He's actually better at center, which is surprising. Interesting. I don't know what's making him better at center, because to me he feels better as a tackle. Yeah, you are definitely more of a guard. Let's see the impact. Yeah, I don't know what... Yeah, no, I don't know what is making you a better center. I don't know. It's not the lead block. It's not the impact. I don't know what's making him a better center. I'm going to put him there because that's his best position overall-wise, but I don't know what's making him a better center. Alright, right tackle. We only have 1, so we got to move some tackles over. Okay, we're going to move McKay over to right tackle. And I will move Bentley to right tackle. So there we go. Balance out our tackles. Now, as for our rushers, Vernon Rivers is currently the best rusher right now in the team at 68 on the left side. That is before training. I expected the freshman to kind of be on the downside, so not really surprised. Braxton Carver on the other side, or Craver, is the best pass rusher there, which once again, not a surprise. These freshmen are going to see red shirts, or at least most of them will. Defensive tackle. I mean, this is probably our best spot on the roster right now. We have two very good tackles right here in the seniors, Ezra Funa and Will Weber. Isaiah Chala, also pretty solid. Then you have Devin Blake, Colin Kulhoff, and then Javon Williams. I actually really like our defensive tackle room. I'm shocked at how much I like the defensive tackle room. At Sam, it's Derek Houston and Tim Troop. That will probably change. Really? I'm dumbfounded. I did not expect these two to be this good. I'm shocked. I did not expect either of them to be in the 70 overall range. I am totally down with that. That gives us two starting linebackers. Holy fuck, thank you. So these guys can fully just redshirt, and I am happy. I'm actually going to move Deion Trout to the Sam just to give us more depth there. Ow. As for the Will, it's Cusano leading the way there with Jai Walls behind him. Jai Walls there. Lynn Owen, Dominique Meeks, and Joey Davis. If it's not obvious, we have a lot of guys who need time. We have starting caliber corners. Okay, PJ Eugene will be our top corner, depending on how training goes, of course. But 91 speed is a beautiful thing to see. I've got to know. Great man coverage. He fits our scheme perfectly. Fucking love it. He is the perfect player for us. So we're going to be keeping our eye on bump and run corners. So that is wonderful for us. Trayvon West, very solid as well. Good speed. And now we have speed at these positions, which is something we didn't have initially, which I'm very happy about that. I do think our defense looks a lot better overall than it did last year. At safety, yeah, no. It is what it is. It's the guys that were here last year behind our starters in Boogie. And then Carathan and KJ Jefferson over on the other side. Now, I look at this as these positions are interchangeable. Neighbors may never see the field for all I know. I'm just going to say that right now. Are you a better corner? Barely, but you're a better corner. That's weird. I'm not going to move you because I need the depth, and we're going to redshirt you anyways, but yeah. Josiah Stovall is our kicker still, and Jay Brockhouse will be our punter. That's your roster, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much better do you think it is than last year? I would put it at around a 5. I don't think it's going to be much better, but I think we are similar in skill set on one side of the ball than we are last year on the other side of the ball. I think the defense is going to be better than it was last year, while the offense takes a step back. That's what I think. And I will say, one thing in particular I've learned from this first year. One thing I've massively learned from this first year. I now understand what's important to recruit and what's not. Look at your roster. See where you rightfully need depth in the long run. That's what you recruit for high school. If you don't need depth there for 2 years down the line, worry about in the portal. That, I'm starting to now understand that, and that's where I made a mistake by stacking the board too early. Because I put, I think, 30 guys initially on my board and went down to like 28 by the time we got to the transfer portal, so I had no room for transfers. I think we could have brought in a lot more transfers if I hadn't had so many high school recruits that I was more worried about. But, yeah. Yep. Well, here we go. I am worried about the offensive line. That is my biggest worry this year. Derek Houston has boosted his development trait to impact. I mean, well deserving. Very well deserving. He is the only one who sadly gets that. I was hoping we'd see at least one more, but that's fine by me. Holy fuck. Guys, this is crazy. We have a whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 guys that are 80 or higher. That is so much more than we had last year. We only had 2 guys that were 80 or higher last year. We have 5 this year. Normal, impact, star, elite. Yep. So, okay. Let's go position by position. You guys know that's how I like to do this. It starts with the shock to begin. We have to talk about it. Zion McKinney did not put a lot of work in, and that's fine. I don't think he was expecting to get a shot at the starting job, but he didn't put in much work. While Jackson Sharman, I think, was playing it a little safe. I think Sharman was playing it a little safe here. Thinking he had the job wrapped up. But out of nowhere, say hello to redshirt freshman Isaiah Shrugs. I mean, the throw and the run was a big boost. The medium accuracy is huge for us. He's got the same deep accuracy now. He's better on short. He's got the same throw power. The awareness goes up 4. I think Shrugs has made an argument to win that job, and by a heavy margin. I'm very interested in Isaiah Shrugs right now. And he's seen a little bit of wear and tear because of practices, but that's it. That might be your starting quarterback this year. At running back, I'm happy in the 2 guys that I was hoping would put the work in that did. Senior Elias Brown sees a chance to get playing time. Godley, disappointed, but he is essentially going to be probably our 3rd down goal line back. You know, well, I shouldn't say 3rd down. Our power back. So that's kind of what he is. But Sincere Rainey put the work in because he knew it was his job to try and keep. And I love that. Elias Brown understood that number 2 back spot was up for grabs. My question is this. They are very similar. I think we're probably going to play Elias Brown initially at that 3rd down back spot. See how he does. And then if he doesn't play well enough, Rainey will take it back over. But I think we have our top 3 backs in tow. And Fine will have to find his way onto the field. Or Ein, sorry. Keep calling him Fine because I keep forgetting it's E-N-E. Javon Moses, holy fuck. Okay, I didn't see the second one there. Okay, Javon Moses, he's our starting guy. I like him a lot. He's got favoritism with the coaching staff, I'll say that much. So he was locked in, more than likely as the slot guy. However, can we give it up for Desmond Hardy, Kenyon Shabazz, and Guy Fernandez III? These guys put the work in to make sure I'd notice. And you know what? Sure as hell did. Look at that 10 plus boost to awareness. I really like what's going on here in the wide receiver room now more than last year. A lot of route run. Still can't run routes, Hardy, but that's okay. That is okay. That's once again why Jason Moses is probably going to... Well, he can't really run routes either, but he's probably still going to be our slot guy more than likely. He is our best catching traffic guy, so... I like the wide receiving room more. And I will say, the boost here specifically to Hardy makes me feel better about giving him 10 NIL. Ford, you let me down. I had high hopes for you this offseason. Tight end. Not a lot of work done here. I'm a little disappointed, specifically in Shelton Claxton. I was hoping you would put the work in coming in, trying to win that job. Didn't do that. Cedric Anton right now is the starter until I see otherwise. We'll see how all these guys play in practice. But Sutton might be that 4th tight end to start. Not bad work out of the left tackle room, but I was hoping for maybe a little bit more. Maybe that was me being a bit selfish. But not bad. Ooh, I'm sorry, is that 81? Indeed it is. Okay. You are not a run blocker, my God. But yeah, this... Okay. Samuel Crawford might be our starting left tackle. Week 1. I'm not gonna lie, I did not know his pass blocking was that good. So, okay, he definitely has a chance to fight Jackson Moore for that starting job. Very happy about that. Very happy about that. Left guard, DeAnthony Sheffield. He's going to be the starter there. He had nobody to fight him. As for center, big disappointment out of Josh Hector. Bruh, you played all last year as the starter and gave no work in the offseason? You're just going to let Luke Slater have a chance to take your job? Woo. And he might have just done it too. He might have just done it too. That lead block is pretty good. Yeah, there's now a fight for the starting center job. I was not expecting that. That is certainly not what I anticipated going into this year. Giovanni Kovacs puts the work in at left guard. Again, was this a situation where Jeremiah Cooper was like, hey, I think I've got the job? You sit on your laurels, your job gets taken. Look at that work put in by Gio. That That's what I want to see. That is what I want to see. +6 lead block? I mean, that impact blocking is not great, but everything else is very solid. Right tackle. This is where they came to fight, and I'm happy about it. Bentley, you didn't put in as much work as I would have liked. Maybe you're a little upset that I moved you to the right side. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But these other two put the work in. Josiah Vines especially. This was his opportunity. And I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. Good pass block. The run block is not great, so we may have a fight for that starting job. Because I normally like my right tackles to be good run blockers. However, we'll see. If we line up a lot out of the gun, maybe that won't be as big of an issue, but we'll see. He is also a redshirt freshman, so world's his oyster right now. Vernon Vines sadly doesn't put a lot of work in, but we have 2 pass blocking or pass rushing spots, as well as I'm expecting you both to put some work in at that pass rusher position. This is not a one-man job, in my opinion. Good tackling by Kinsler. Kinsler, I think, has definitely put some good work in where he needed to put it in and where I want these players to put that work in defensively, because we did not tackle well last year. So, respect. He knows where I want them to be better. You called him a genetic freak, and maybe he is. Are we sure he's not a Reichsteiner? Braxton Craver, craving that starting position and wants that NIL money. And I mean, he put the right work in. 7 play rec, +4 to power moves, +2 to finesse, +6 to block shed and tackle, 7 to pursuit. He could already hit hard. Like, I holler if you hear him. He is certainly going to be one of our starting edge rushers, I think. I would not be surprised if in the long run it is him and Houston on the outside to start. But, yeah, you're going to see Braxton Craver getting after quarterbacks. Okay. First off, somebody needed to tell this room to stop sitting on their laurels. Because I think a few of you got a little too cocky that you had the job in tow. Will Weber, he put some work in, not as much as I was hoping for a guy that, you know, I have high hopes for this year as a leader of this team. You, though, I think you came in thinking you were going to be that 2 guy, locked and loaded. You got a little too cocky because I gave you a little bit of NIL. You got a little bit too cocky. Kyle Hoff, I'm disappointed you didn't put more work in. Kala, come on. You're a senior. I expect to see work put in from you. And Javon Williams, you just got here. Maybe you just weren't ready. But I didn't think he was worth 30 NIL, remember. This is the shit that makes me think you're worth 30 NIL. The man wants to prove that he's worth it. I gotta know. +7 to block shed. You gotta be kidding me. This is how you get a starting job from me. This is how you get a starting job from me. I don't care what your other ratings are. If you're able to put this kind of work in and put that much into spots that we need help at, block shed, tackle, like, come on. +6 pursuit? I'm just saying, dude, Shador Sanders does not look good. I just want to point out, and he's taking on the Bears' backups. But Blake just won me over. And you know what? He knew he didn't have to put in all the work, but he put in a good amount of work. Derek Houston, we respect you, sir. Certainly going to be a guy wearing that captain's patch this year on the defense, and we respect it. +3 tackle, +3 block shed. He upped his finesse and power. He understands he is a pass rusher as well as an off-ball linebacker. Bobby, I was not familiar with your game, and I'm happy to have you here. I was not familiar with Bobby Washington's game, and his game apparently is putting that work in. +8 awareness. For a middle linebacker, that's huge. He put in work on his pass rush moves, on his coverage. He's got, is that 89 zone? Bobby, I tell you what, I was not ready for what you were putting in. That is 89 zone coverage. Holy shit. I feel so much better about this defense this year. And don't even get me started on Phil. Phil put some work in too. I'm very happy with what this team looks like right now. The guys we brought in from the portal have been so much better than I thought they were going to be. Speaking of another guy that looks like he put the work in, Frank Cusano. This is unbelievable. These guys, I was worried more of them were going to be like Funa and rest on their laurels, thinking they had the starting job. They put the fucking work in the offseason, and I respect the fuck out of them for that. Eugene, +4. Now, I will say a little disappointed in Caleb Reese, only +2. He did not play a lot, so I think that could be the reason, but a little disappointed in that. Chase Jackson, a little bit disappointed in that. Tyson McCrary, even more so. He sat on his laurels. You can't be doing that with a group that has certainly put the work in. Like Tavon West sat on his laurels a bit. He's a senior. I think he knew he had that, like one of those outside jobs locked in. But Legarian Wilson, great. Phenomenal. Good on you, sir. +16 catching. This man wants picks. +8 man coverage. They know the type of defense we run here. Like, now all of these guys, outside of, like, Caleb Reese, still needs to be a little bit better at man. Like, they all now fit our scheme outside of Chase Jackson. Legitimately, I couldn't be happier with the way these corners worked out. I'm sorry. Tavon West went +10 in tackle. That's awesome as hell. Nice job. Okay. These two right here, I'm a little disappointed in both of you. I am not upset with Warren Smith Jr. He's at the bottom of the depth chart. However, put in that work and that will win you some points and a chance to fight for the starting job. He also is our best zone cover guy, and I do like my free safeties to be more ball hawks. So, maybe? Certainly isn't the best tackler, and that's probably going to be the reason he doesn't start, but I mean, he's going to get a chance, I think, to fight for the job. I'm not going to sit here and say he's out of it entirely. They're all right there at the same spot. Meanwhile, he's the top player on the team now. He is the top player on the team now. 100%. Fear him. Ryan Carthian. He now has house call, and robber. He massively upped his awareness, his play rec, his zone coverage. 71 tackles, still not great, but it's much better than it was. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, our kicker got better. But it was only to awareness. He doesn't have a stronger leg. So we're still not going to be doing much in the way of good kicks. We are going to have to recruit a kicker this year. Whoops. He is maxed out at his kicking stats. So there was no way he was going to get better. And Jay Brockhouse is as good of a punter as he's going to be. Okay, so this team certainly looks better than they did a year ago. We're paying a lot of money for Ryan Carthian, but I think right now it's worth it. And I do want to say, I definitely think right now, with where we sit and the way we are still going to be, you know, looking at recruiting, we are still not probably going to be recruiting a lot of high NIL guys. I think I'm going to grab the reduced injury chance given our wide receiver situation. And I want to make sure guys are able to play. Although it's only 4 weeks. Maybe I don't want to do that. This is what, 31 weeks? Yeah, no, never mind. They're only 4 weeks. I hate that. That sucks. You have to buy them every other 4 weeks? That sucks. That seems like a waste of shit. Why would I do that? I don't have that kind of NIL. Never mind. Let me actually use my coach points right now. I'm going to upgrade my own recruiting to assist us in our recruiting of wide receivers and corners, because that is his specialty. So have to max those out first. That's just how it works. Yeah, when we have a lot more NIL to play with is when we'll worry about the facility. Okay, is there any encouraging of transfers to do? I don't think so. No, there is not. We still have 9 roster spots, so we're fine. I don't think there's any movement happening in reality next season. V-Dub, I don't know if you know of any movement happening in reality. Let's see. College football conference changes come 2027. I just want to check and make sure these are right. Okay, nothing for the Power 4. Okay, I figured that much. Oh, Illinois State joins the MAC. That's crazy. So, Mountain West gets UC Davis. We can't do that. UNLV moves to the Pac-12. So, we're going to move UNLV to the Pac-12. So, UNLV moves to the Pac-12. Or is this just an expected thing? Oh, this is what's possible. Not that it's going to happen, so never mind. Never mind, we're putting them back in the Mountain West. Never mind. Or wait a minute, aren't these happening? No, never mind. Most realistic. Yeah, okay, this isn't a thing of anything actually happening. I don't think there's any changes next year. Outside of, like, I do think there are some Division II teams that are going to be joining conferences. But I don't think there's any actual movement. Ooh, Bajan just hauled off and chucked it. Almost mid-play. Look at that. Alright. We are just going to keep moving. We're almost done, and this is great. We're going to finish right before the Jags game starts. That's going to be fucking great. Ugh. No, Bentley's upset. New goals. Okay. What are these new goals? So, you guys see them. We need to win 25% of our home games this season. I think that's very doable. Win 50% of your conference games this season. I believe we can do that. That is a huge get if we can do that. That's 350 NIL. That is a massive get. Sign at least one 3-star recruit or better this season. That's asking a lot, but I think it's possible there could be maybe one guy that wants to come here. Okay. Let's look at the blueprint first. We do have an empty spot for staff. And it's a lot of money to bring in staff. Oh, if we had more money, I'd do it. Oh, if we had more money, I would do that. Reduce NIL expectations. We don't have money, though. It's possible there's a 3-star that likes us. I mean, we did bring in one 3-star this year. We brought in Daniels, the Junco tight end. So, we did bring in a 3-star this year. So, it's very possible. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with everyone's favorite, the schedule. Then we'll set up team captains, and then we will go to recruiting. Let's do it. It's the schedule. Here are your situations. We need to play a rivalry game. If we have one. We also are only allowed one top 25 opponent, because I don't believe they would play more than one top 25 opponent in non-conference play, because you're normally given a weaker opponent, a tougher opponent, and then kind of two normal caliber ones, because they have to pay, remember, for those weaker opponents. So I don't think they would be playing more than like one possible Texas Tech type of team. I mean, we're going to get our asses beat by Texas Tech. Hands down. That's not even a question. And preferably, I don't think I can't open it up because those are locked. Let me see. I want to see if it allows me to... I can! Yes! I would rather play in week 0 than play in week 8. I would rather a bye in the middle of the conference schedule. So... So what teams do you guys want to play? I'll ask this first. What teams do you guys want to play for like the smaller schools? What teams do you want to play? We could continue to do North Dakota State as like a rivalry game, because we have the Ball Sack rivalry, which will always be a thing for us, no matter we're here in the MAC or not. Okay, yeah, we don't have any actual rivalries in game, because their only rivalries are UC Davis and Cal Poly. The smaller schools would be anything from the Sun Belt. I would consider the Sun Belt and maybe, let's see, I would go Sun Belt, the weaker Mountain West teams, and the weaker Conference USA teams. That's what I consider the smaller schools. UTEP? I'm down with UTEP. Yeah, I'm down with UTEP. Like 1 to 2 star programs. Or, I should say 1 to 0 star programs is what I consider small schools. Do you guys want Texas Tech as our one big program? I will say I do not want to face an FCS school this year because it was too much. Like we dominated the FCS program way too much. So I do not want to face them again. It's too easy of a win. Who is number 1? Is it Miami? There's no way it's Miami. I don't know why you guys want me to play number 1. You just want to see us lose? Oh no, Miami's 4. Who is number 1? It's not Ohio State. Oregon. Oregon's the number 1 team. Why is UAB ranked 24th? What is happening in this universe we live in? They're ranked higher than Auburn. What the fuck happened last year? UAB is our top 25 team? Okay. Here, if I can get them week 0, I'll do it. Because that way they will be ranked. Okay, week 0, we get our top 25 team. UAB. That will be at UAB because it makes no sense for us to go to a top 25 school. Alright. Let me get UTEP. Wherever I can get them. Doesn't look like they're available here. So, okay, we'll check week 1. Yep. Do you guys remember, did we play at the Fargo Dome last year, or did we play at home? I think we played at the Fargo Dome last year. Here, I'll find out real quick. Yeah, we're not going to play the FCS team. I just want to know, because if we elect to do this, oh, we played at home, so yeah, we'll go to the Fargo Dome this year. We'll go to the Fargo Dome this year. And then what one other team do we want to play? I'm open for a 2-star program like, you know, Arkansas State or something. Or 1.5 star. Like, UConn would be tough for us, but... we could get a bowl rematch against Georgia Southern. Delaware, I was tempted because of Jacobs. I'm down for Delaware. You know I'm always ready to take on the fictional land. And that'll be at home. So... just to make sure we're good on our away and home schedule, that's 2 apiece. 3, 4, 5. Dear Lord. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Yep, we're good. This schedule is awful from a home away standpoint. Like, this is awful once we hit conference play. Because it's like away, home, bye. Away, 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 bye. Home, 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 bye, away. That's it. That's terrible. That's a terrible schedule. But we have to deal with it. Are we good with this schedule, guys? We've got UAB, UTEP, North Dakota State, the fictional land of Delaware, who apparently won 9 games last year. What the fuck? And then we got conference play. We will get that good old ball sack rivalry. We get to face Buffalo this year. We also get a rematch against Eastern Michigan. Fuck yeah. We this year get to take on Buffalo. We get to take on Akron. And we get to take on Miami of Ohio. So, 3 new teams we haven't faced yet. Alright. Let me double check just to make sure it's saved. I always do that. Yep. Let's set ourselves some captains. Yep. Yep. I get my Ohio rematch. So, okay. Who do you guys want to be the captains? Remember, 2 offense, 2 defense, 1 special teams. Let's start special teams. Do we go Josiah Stovall or do we go Jay Brockhouse? They are both seniors. I will put the captain's patch immediately on our boy Houston because obviously. Kicker. I agree. I think Josiah Stovall is the choice for special teams captain. Put that captain's patch right on Houston's chest. Give him the C. Even though they don't wear one, give them the C. Alright. Josiah Stovall. Set his captain. Okay. So, 3 more captains. 2 offensively, 1 defensively. You want to go the quarter? You were going to give it to Isaiah Shrugs, the redshirt freshman who hasn't taken a snap? I understand Sincere Rainey. I'm trying to think who right now. Now, I have not picked a starter at left tackle yet, so some of these spots are up in the air. So I get maybe the offensive line not feeling good on that. I'll go Rainey. I agree with Rainey. Given he's the veteran there. I'll agree with that one. So, we've got that. Are you sure you want to go with Shrugs? I would be more apt to go Jason Moses just because he's the veteran. I will say this. I am also down to hold off on a second offensive captain and see how Shrugs plays. And then if he plays really well, yes, slap that C right on his chest. Okay. Second defensive captain. I think it's pretty easy. I think we have to give it to one of 2 players. Either Will Weber or I think Ryan Carthian, the top player on the team, overall wise. That's who I was thinking. PJ Hughes or PJ Eugene, not a bad idea. Ryan, okay. So Houston and Carthian are the defensive captains. We're holding off on that final captain's patch to see if Shrugs truly is that guy. But, yep. He is only a sophomore, but he's the best player on the team. He is the best player on the team. That takes care of that. Where are we in the preseason? Let's find out where we are in the preseason. We'll also look at All-Americans. You guys get a little bit more today than I normally show. Oh, they're not doing the whole thing? Oh, I thought they did the whole, like, where everybody stood. Okay, I guess not. Never mind then. Let's see. Let's see who's preseason all-conference. I'll probably go over this in the video, but let's see if we have any preseason All-Americans. I doubt we do. Nope. So how about all-conference? Anybody? Derek Houston? Preseason all-conference first team? No Carthian on first team? Excuse me? If this man is not on the second team. Will Weber makes preseason second team, all-conference. He got fucking robbed. He got fucking robbed. Highway fucking robbery. Highway fucking robbery. Highway fucking robbery. Okay, let's do it. Look at all those needs. This is a change. I like seeing all 2 stars. That's a nice change. So let's start at kicker and punter. I was going to go just straight up for the dude who had it as number 1, but there is a California kicker who's a 2-star. Yeah, let's go for Jay McCluskey. Or McCleeskey, yeah. Punter. Do you want Mario Gaston or CJ Jamerson? Okay, Mario it is. Alright, athletes. We didn't get any athletes last year. Oh. Right off the bat, we have a physical route runner, 6'1", 218. Athlete that wants to come here. Okay. Do love a good backfield threat. 6'5". Fucking 6'5". Contact seeker, I will always look for that. Okay, we'll just take those guys right now. Let's look at corner. We'll start there. Oh no, we do have some 2-stars down here. Oh, 2-star that has us number 1, and we get a pipeline. Bump and run. That's what we kind of want to look at. Those are the type of corners that fit our scheme the best. And you do have a Junko sophomore here, and Earl McLean. We have a lot of guys who have us high on their board. Alvin Harmon. We get a little bit of a pipeline advantage there. Okay, here's the real question. I'm going to find out. I've got to know. All players. 3 stars. There is not a single 3-star that has interest in us. So, we're going to have to take our time to find a 3-star prospect. We are definitely going to have to take our time. Alright. We will go linebacker next. A lot of 2-stars. I'm going to favor the California guys because pipeline, more than likely, although we don't have a pipeline for him. Give me Lurker and Thumper. Yeah, give me the undersized Thumper. I like that. Need to look at defensive tackle. It's a spot we need at least one guy, if not more. I'll go for the Junko. Uh, 6'4", 326. I want the bigger dude. Give me that bigger dude there. We need one more. So Edge rusher. We need one. Gonna go with the 2-star. A couple 2-stars that are interested here. I love that there are so many 2-stars now that are interested in us. I did not know what this was like last year. Boom. It's 2 quarterbacks on the board. Ooh, look at all of these guys with pipelines. Johnny Easy. Joey Lloyd. I'm sorry. The dude's name's Johnny Easy. I'm bringing you on the board. Two-star. Give me the kid out of Hawaii. Corbin Wyman. Offensive tackle. Yep. Dude, there are guys ranked in the 1400 spot that want to be here. What is this feeling? Yeah, this is about what I had to deal with last time there at guard, so that's not really weird. I'll go with I'll go with Bobby Lombardi there at center. Outside linebacker. A couple of these spots probably are going to see players taken off the board, as I was talking about earlier, with like figuring out where I want to recruit for the long term. Like some of these spots are going to see players off the board. And Robert Awesome. You better live up to that name. John Adams. There we go. We have 33 targets on the board. Who is our Mac? Stylistically, we don't have one, I don't think. Stylistically, I don't think we have a big hitter. Okay, we are going to scout. I'm not going to scout the kickers or punters. I am going to scout these athletes, though. What are you? I don't know what you are, because you can't run routes, you can't catch, you're not a receiver. I don't know what Jay Sands is. He's not a receiver, he's something entirely different. That is awesome. I found an athlete that doesn't play the position that he's actually set up to be. I think you're a tight end. Given those hands and that speed, I think you're a tight end. Yep, you're definitely a bruiser. That's my type of corner. Pure man coverage guy. .88 speed. Let me see. I want to go... Let me see the quarterback. I mean, that's a solid enough quarterback to start with, but it's like, you got to work from there. Bobo ain't got an arm, but he's accurate. Bin Bobo. It's a great name. Show me the tackles. Oh, is this the Junko? No! Oh, we need this guy. Oh, we need this guy. That's target number 1 for us, is Frank Osborne. Oh, these offensive linemen are a lot better than the guys I was scouting last year. Yeah. Yeah, those offensive linemen are a lot better than the guys I was scouting last year. At the position. Yeah, the difference between a 1-star and a 2-star is massive. That is what I've now learned just looking at those guys. Crazy. Alright. With that, that is going to bring us to the end of this one, just in time for me to watch the Jags play the Saints. I can tell you this will more than likely be probably Wednesday to Friday, week 1. Somewhere around that. But we are going to get moving real quick with this. 100%. We're going to be moving so fast into this next season because I am fucking pumped. I want to see what the team looks like. I'm going to practice so I can figure out who's starting where, specifically on the offensive line. But with that, that's going to bring us to the end of this one. Dusk, V-Dub, appreciate you guys being here. If you're watching After Fact or chilling in chat, I appreciate you too. I'm ready for Season 2. I hope you guys are. And we'll see just how good this team truly is compared to last year. Overall-wise, they're not as good. I'd argue we got some better talent in some spots. I'm just saying. I think those freshmen are bringing us down a tad bit. Just saying. With that, I will see you guys next time.